Hello everybody and welcome to this track guide. First track guide for me of the season here at the Shell V-Motorsports Park at the Bend, or just the Bend West Circuit 4 Production Car Challenge. We're going to do a little track walk right now, then I'm going to get you to the actual video guide of my fastest lap of a 1 minute 25.441. Sorry I couldn't cover all of last season. I was busy winning championships. But I looked at a lot of setups from last season from a lot of people, and I was using what they were doing and what I was doing, and just kind of combined them for my baseline setup now, and I feel like we got a really good setup right here. The Bend is a really fun track. I've been having pretty fun on it and all of its different layouts, but the West layout is a very tricky layout from start to finish. The first big point right here is this fast left-hander. Very easy to go off track to the right here. On the opening laps, I do lift off of throttle, and sometimes even in the race I can't. I'm just going full like lift off it because it's very close. We're gonna go backwards right here. Reverse burnout. This braking zone right here, you can use all of this track on the outside. You don't need to stay within the white lines. You can go all the way out to the left and hit that apex. You want to late apex that, and then you can use all this run out to the left as well, and that can set up for that next corner. Those are really the two big track expansion zones. The rest of the track is pretty self-explanatory. This turn right here, though, you can get onto the right side if you keep two wheels on the tarmac. You can drag your tires across the grass. I don't see a real good need for doing that unless you just need to squeeze past the gap right there and not get an X. You can do that. We got these curbs on the outside, but let's do a flying lap right now and show you what to do. Starting in the fourth gear, coming out of that final corner. Just a little dab with the brakes, and here we go. Into this mammoth front straight right here. Expect a lot of class passing to be happening right here. In the Endurance Series, the pit lane exits right here, so you might want to keep your eyes peeled. Brake at the blue cone. Down into third gear, lift off the brakes. I'm still on cold tires and brakes, so this might not have the best grip right here. Hit the first curb, not the lifted curbs, because those sausage curbs are not going to help you right now. I actually just hit one right there. Into third gear, into fourth, into that fast left-hander. Just going to do a little small lift into fifth gear. Hit those curbs on the outside. Abuse the track limits into this braking zone. Go as far left as you can into third gear, onto the throttle. Don't hit the curb like I just did. Small lifts onto the throttle. Small dab with the brakes. This right here is the most tricky part of the track because there's no real references. When this track rejoins, I lift off and I get slowly back onto the throttle, control that back rear end, and then we continue going on. We're going to be braking at that 100 board. Down into third gear. These are curbs. These high curbs are extremely dangerous on these apexes. I go up to fourth and I stay in fourth. Just dab with the brakes and back onto the power. Big snap oversteer. Watch your application of power right there to avoid overheating the rear tires. In the Enduro Series, that pit entry, very sudden with that pit speed limiter, so watch cars entering pit lane to get onto the brakes pretty early, so you want to have your heads up right there. I love this turn, it's so much fun. Big hit oversteer. Just trying to keep the car under me as I throw it around. I'm going to see a lot of you're going to see a lot of incidents in that corner right there. I'm going to be honest, lap one here is going to be pretty chaotic, especially at that point. If you're starting up in the front, don't dip a wheel because you might cause a chain reaction. Honestly, in other stuff, I do not want to see on how everyone does, because oh boy, that is going to be the main incident spot. The rest of the track is pretty self-explanatory. These two corners are pretty far spaced out for you to get a run on another class. But the main overtaking spots right here is going to be obviously this front straightaway. When you're stuck behind an 8.6 or a Mazda, if you're in that middle sector, sector 2, just be patient. You're gonna want to be patient, especially because they're probably gonna be faster and have grip through there, unlike you do. Turn 1, big oversteer. This is why we do not want to hit those curbs. Another one. No curb hit on that time, just poor throttle application. So what I'm going to be doing this season is a little bit different how I did it last season. I'm not going to be making track-specific setups, though I will have a baseline setup that I've been using, because I'm going to be honest, I've been using the same setup for a long time. I made a setup, I made a few adjustments to it per track, but it just felt really good. And so I'm going to be using that setup as the baseline setup for everything. I'm going to have a baseline Q, baseline Enduro, and baseline race setup, and that will be available for everybody else. But track-specific setups I'm not going to have. It just takes way too much time for me. I'm already busy as it is. Just moved again. So we're just going to be just sticking with the baseline setups. But those setups are still going to be competitive everywhere else. You might have to tweak them a little bit. I will have a guide on how to tweak setups and everything, and also a how to drive the BMW M2 guide for rookies and open as well, and show you some of my tips and tricks. The rookie car setup is awful in there, so it provides a more precise driving style than the open car, where you can get really aggro with it. Oh, this is a good one right here. Purple sector right there. I'll take that every day of the week. And messing up next sector, so welcome to the KC9 experience. Yeah, that dropped my optimum down to a 25.256, so just barely faster. But yeah, feel like it's going to be a great week at the Bend. Let's go out of the track and really dive in to our running lap, our fastest lap, and talk you through on how I did it. Hello everybody, and welcome to this fast guide, the fast lap guide here at the Bend for week 3 here at Production Car Challenge. So we're going to start off braking at the 50 marker. It's just a small bout of brakes, staying in 4th gear. And we're just going to be aiming at this apex right here. Avoid these sausage curbs. These are going to upset the car, like we saw with me just driving around. So you want to hit these curves, but not these curves. Good curves, bad curves. Good curves, bad curves. And we're already out of there. So we're going to get onto the throttle and onto the straight. Watch your throttle application when you get on to avoid over-torquing the car. And just having a good time. Then it's down straight. Stay to the left. In the endurance run, I would say if you see cars coming out of the pits, or if somebody messages on the relative, move over. It's a solid white. It's a solid white line, so just watch out when you're over here. But you know, to avoid any craziness, move over instead of holding your line right there. So our next braking point is going to be this blue cone, the pit exit line. Yes, I'm being very lazy with this point right here. But we want to hit our brakes right there and go down all the way into third gear. And it's a pretty early trail off, I would say, so you can brake a little bit earlier. But this early apex, I hit the curb right there to get a better exit. But you want to hit these curbs, just graze that curb. Now here, where do we brake here? I'm going to be honest. I still don't know. There's no real reference marker I'm going off of or anything. It's just by vibes. There's a weird camberish going on right here. So on the left side of the track, it tilts to the left. On the right side of the track, it tilts to the right. So when we feel the car cresting over this point, I'm aiming actually at this Marshall post and this stand. And when I just feel the car go over that bump, I'm just getting onto the brakes in the middle of the track and going for it. It's a very awkward corner. I love this corner. I love this stuff, but it's kind of awkward. Hit that inside curb, get onto the throttle. You can see I got a little bit off sideways there, and then go out to the exit. Next corner, fast right-hander, and then the fast left-hander. Like I said, this left-hander, extremely easy to go off track and lose control of the car. So in the opening laps, if you don't feel like you have it, a lift off is okay. Even on this lap, I'm just slightly lifting off. I'm avoiding that curb sometimes just because it's been upsetting the car. But if you get into the dirt here, it's okay. Just not too much in the dirt, and then that will be an off track. So, you know, I would just aim for the curb and nothing else on there. Early braking, aim for the left side. This braking point, I would say, is a 150. And we're just going to go onto the brakes. Let's go like this. 150 board right there. Get onto the brakes. Aim for the left part of the track. You can go over this white line and to give us as much room to take this hairpin as fast as possible. It's a very early apex. As you can see, right before I hit the apex, I actually get onto the throttle right here. And we're going to go all the way out to the left side. Especially if you don't hit that sausage curb. You hit the sausage curb, it's not going to be a good time. Remember, no sausage parties. Only good parties. And fast times. So we're going to exit all the way out to the left. You can feel the curb bouncing the car, upsetting it just a little bit. And then we are going to continue on. A little lift right here, but not a full brake. That is saved for right here. It's once again one of those weird braking points. You see the 50, but you're not going to be braking at the 50. You're going to be braking after it. Honestly, it's right here. This is just to get the car turned. It's just a dab of the brakes to turn the car in different directions. And we're going to be hitting that inside curb, that outside curb. When this track comes right across right here, it's just a lift off. We're just going to lift off, let the car settle down, maybe drag the brakes just a little bit to get it into that corner. And then when we hit this apex, you're going to slowly get onto the power and aim for these curves right here, the right side of our car. And this section right here is going to be so crucial to how you gain lap time. These next 3 corners, we're just going to play them at speed. This is where you're going to really make or break your lap time, and where I see the real finesse of this car will show out. And where really your time's going to be made or lost here. Our next one is going to be at the 100 board. Brake down to third gear. Aim for these apex, not the sausage curbs. And then we're going to exit out wide into that little AstroTurf runoff. And then the next one is 50. And just like before, shift up the fourth. A little dab of the brakes. And then back onto the throttle and pull away. And yeah, that is your track guide here at The Bend for Season 3 of Production Car Challenge. The time is 7:25 in the morning. I had it set at static. 19 degrees Celsius in the air, northeast 16 kilometers per hour. The track temperature currently right now is also at 19 degrees. So thank you all for watching. I hope y'all had a great time and find this guide and setups useful. The setups are going to be posted in my Discord as well. Leave a like, please subscribe, really helps me out. And, you know, if you find somebody struggling with the M2 at Production Car Challenge, feel free to send them this video. Show them, it's like, hey, I saw this video online. It really helped me gain lap time right here. I think it can help you too. Thank you all for watching. My name is Casey Knight, and I hope y'all have a good night.